I'm me, Reading.
And I'm Rachael Garvey.
And welcome to
The Flavour.
The reason we called the podcast The Flavour is because, I'm going to be straight up blunt about it. There is a video of a guy, I'm unaware of his name, I don't know if you know.
I have no idea.
None of us know, but basically he goes...
That is a name. Wow. Like, oh my god. The flavor.
And I don't think there's a better way to represent any emotion ever. If something's good, it's just flavourous.
Yeah.
It's the flavour.
The flavour.
So what we're going to do is review albums, some of our favourite albums, some albums that we've never even listened to before, and basically just see if they have flavour.
Yeah, we just want to get into different genres of music, really, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. So the first album we're going to do you want to introduce it?
Okay, it's Stranger in the Alps by Phoebe Bridgers.
Cool. How
the
old
album
is...
that I chose.
Do you know anything about Phoebe Bridgers?
She's like mid-early 20s, maybe.
Really? Is she only that old?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That old.
That old. I mean young. I thought that she was older than that for some reason. Because she's very talented. She is...
pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, she is.
Like...
Is she American?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and what... 24 she is. And what kind of music does she do?
I'd say like folk rock.
Folk rock. That's an interesting genre.
It together.
Yeah, that's a very interesting genre because rock is like... When you think of rock...
Yeah.
It's not what I would think of when I listen to this album.
Yeah.
Personally, I would think of like Royal Blood.
Yeah.
Or something like some hard-hitting riffs.
It's got like a couple of acoustic-y folk songs.
It's got quite a lot of acoustically folk, I would like to say. But
it's just a mix.
This
really.
is... why are we doing this then? Why did you choose this?
Why did I choose this? It's like one of my favourite albums
this
of
is
all
your
time.
Favourite of all time?
One of them.
One of them. It's so hard to choose a favourite album.
I was like, it was the first one that came to mind when
you thought about it. Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
So with the podcast, we're going to start with some of our favourite albums. So you've chose this one. I'll do mine next week. But should we get into it?
Yeah.
Should we
let's
review? First track. What's it called?
First
Tell
track
us.
is called Smoke Signals.
Smoke Signals. What do you think about it?
I like it.
You like it? Is
It's not my favourite.
No.
But I do enjoy it.
I thought it was a pretty interesting one to open an album.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like...
It sets the tone.
It definitely sets the tone. But there's some albums I listen to, for example, the new Billie Eilish album.
Yeah.
When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Opens, if you don't count the I've taken out my Vaseline, the Invisalign, not Vaseline. and then if you don't count that, the first track is Bad Guy. And as soon as I listened to that track, I was like, whoa,
like,
this is gotta be good. And like that's a great opener in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this, on the other hand, I thought was a pretty interesting opener. I thought it was quite like...
Interesting good or...
I don't know. Well, I think it definitely sets the tone for the album.
Yeah.
But I think that it's not one that particularly gripped me so much.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I thought that it had some nice stripped back sounds, which is like a lot of the album. Like I say, it definitely sets the tone for the album.
Yeah.
But in terms of a great opener, I tend to look for something that like not necessarily upbeat, but something that maybe like kind of draws me in. It's gripping. This to me felt like a third track.
Yeah, I think with some people's slower songs, because it is very slow.
It is very
We're
slow.
not going to play the song for copyright reasons.
Yeah, copyright reasons, unfortunately.
Slow songs, people kind of zone out, I think, a bit on them, whereas I'm very different. I prefer slow songs.
Do you?
They mean more to me.
Yeah. Now, for me, it takes... as much as I love and appreciate a slow song, don't get me wrong, I do love a bop.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
a
not
big
very
fan of a bop.
like slow songs usually sadder, aren't they? You're not,
yeah, exactly.
You're not a very sad person, really.
Thank you.
Whereas
I appreciate that.
I'm always like wallowing in my self-pity. Like,
but like, it's not even that. Like I say, I love some songs that convey like some serious emotion. Yeah, but to me, an album starter, I kind of try to look for something maybe a little bit more gripping than this. However, I think that it's a good one for setting the tone of the album. For sure. And I do think it's a grower. I think I would listen to it
a bit more
and be like, this is a grower.
I was like that at first with it. I didn't love it, and then NPR what do you call them? Tiny Desk concerts.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
they do.
Ah, right.
She has one of them, and she doesn't play this on it, I don't think.
Okay. Is it a popular song amongst the fans? Do you know?
I think it is. Yeah.
It is. It's a big one.
Quite good.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great. Like I say, it's a great little song.
Yeah.
But for an opener, I would. If I was doing this album track, I don't know if I would
For a
put it
debut as
first.
well.
Was it a debut?
Yeah, debut album.
Okay, that's interesting.
She did an EP, I think, which was quite similar, but it was
Right.
all acoustic, basically.
It's an interesting one. But I just want to say, I want to give a shout out. This is my favourite lyric. I want to live in the Holiday Inn where someone else makes the bed. I felt that. I listened to this morning. I was listening to this song this morning, and I was like, oh, I've got to make my bed. And then that lyric came on, and I was like, oh, wow. I mean,
You're like mood.
so that's.
I think the thing
not to be all hashtag relatable, but that was the mood of the song.
The thing I like most about this album is like when it comes to like the feeling of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like most about it, because it's got kind of a nostalgia to it in a way.
Do you reckon?
When she
expand.
Like when she talks about singing Ace of Spades when Lemmy died. The song is about old friends.
Okay, I see.
But it's just kind of like she kind of touches on kind of the stuff they did, you know, the stuff that she did with the person when they were friends. I think it's more about like someone, because I've reviewed this album before on my blog, and I think I noted on it that it's more about kind of someone crying out for help and you don't really hear them, or you don't want to hear it, and then you grow apart after that.
Oh, okay.
And I think she's kind of remembering the nostalgia of it, maybe, of their friendship. And I think
it's be looking for me. Yeah, sending smoke signals. Yeah, I think that is quite a sad
like
thing.
she's quite good at imagery.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot throughout the album. I noticed a lot that it was, I'll go into it later in a few more songs, but like stories.
Yeah, she really describes it for you.
And then
like,
conversation is a lot of her lyrics as well. And I actually really quite enjoyed that. She's
very good at songwriting.
Yeah, I felt like one thing that I immediately got from this album, first thing I like, because this is the opener like we're talking about now, the first thing I got from this album was this is not about the music so much, it's the lyrics.
Yeah, it's the words, it's the meaning of it.
What's going on here. Because I tend to, like throughout the album, I was like quite a lot of these instrumentals are very similar. Yeah. But the lyrics and the imagery, I definitely won't make it.
She kind of, I think when it comes to instrumentation, she kind of strips it back a bit, so it's not the forefront of it. Yep. And is very vocal. And she like points out the fact that she has lyrics that she wants you to hear.
Mm-hmm. It sets a scene, like,
which I think is better in my opinion. Well, I love a good one that you can like dance.
Oh
to,
yeah, of course,
it's great.
Yeah,
but
like
for an album like this,
you're not picturing imagery when you listen to Starships by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I was like when she was singing even in this first song, when I was listening to it, I was like, this is a picture. Like I can picture what she's talking about. What would you rate the song out of 10? Do you reckon?
Ooh, I'll give it a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it a 6.
Alright, that's still good.
I liked it. I thought it was impressive.
It could grow on you a bit.
It could grow on me. I've only listened to the song once, but I think that it's an interesting opener, but with some great lyrics. I love that Holiday Inn lyric. Do you want to move on to Motion Sickness?
Yes.
Okay. To me, this felt like a single. Is it?
Yes.
It is a single.
It's the main single, I think.
I think, like, as soon as I listened to this, I was like, this is the main single, I can tell.
It's the main song.
I didn't even know that.
It's my favourite song off the album.
I think it might be mine.
It's so good.
And it's a well-written and well-deserved single.
I have belted to this song just like in my room. My mum's been like, you're right.
No, it is a belter. The only 2 notes I actually have down for this is bop and nice mix, because I was listening to this and I was like, it's not as to me it didn't sound quite as deep as her other
although
songs.
it is in a way,
like it is for sure, but it doesn't sound like that.
You
know, like a lot of songs sound happy and actually have really deep lyrics, which is one of these, but it doesn't.
I mean, she
has
said before that she's she just can't write a happy song a lot of the time. She said it before, and she's just kind of like, because she has like too much going on up there, I guess. She'd rather talk about that.
No, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, there's no need to write a happy song if you're not feeling like you want to write a happy song.
I'm trying to find my review because I said something in it that I thought was quite interesting of the song.
Because like as I'm looking at the lyrics now, they are kind of, they're pretty dark, like,
they are.
And while you're bleeding on your back in the glass,
exactly.
It's a pretty gory lyric.
But I can tell you what this song is about, actually, I think.
Okay.
So.
Also, I really like, hey, why do you sing with an English accent? I guess it's too late to change it now.
Well,
that's a good lyric.
It's about Ryan Adams, apparently,
okay.
who is quite big in the music industry.
Right.
I think he used to, I don't know what band he was in, but he used to be in a band, and now he kind of signs people as a producer.
Right, I see. Okay.
And basically it's come out over the years that he kind of would promise young girls a chance to make it in the music scene, and then like would get into relationships with them, or he got into relationships with a couple of them, and he was just horrible to them. So I think it's happened to her.
Oh, okay.
And there is,
she was a victim of...
It was kind of more emotional, I think. Yeah. But I'm not gonna say take it with a grain of salt, but I'd read up on it if you were gonna.
Yeah.
Because I linked when I wrote about it, I linked to an article just to be like, this is apparently a thing. I'm not gonna dwell on it. I'm just gonna carry on.
That is confirmed about what it's.
More or less, she's come out about it.
She has come out about it. Good for her.
She did an interview about it.
At least she doesn't feel like she has to be silenced on it. And this is a main single we're talking about.
Exactly.
I just also think that, like, I really liked the mix of this song, like the production of it. Yeah. It was one of the only songs on the album that had drums.
Yeah.
As a drummer.
Is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god.
I think that they've got a little bit here and there, but from actual... you know, like a drum, like a proper drum kit. Yeah. I think this is the only song, one of the only songs.
I like little, like...
percussion.
Not
bits.
Percussion, like, you know, what do you call it? Fucking hell, I can't think.
The profanity of this podcast.
I'm so sorry. Not drum kits, like
the drum machine.
Yeah, drum machine. There you go.
It took a hot minute to get to that conclusion.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find my lip.
I know. I love drum machines as well. I'm a drummer, and a lot of drummers are like, "Oh no, use a kit." But I just love a good beat.
Yeah.
If something has a good beat, whether it's used on a drum kit or it's produced, that doesn't matter to me because it's all the drums.
We're obviously in a little duo thing, and at some point we want to use a drum machine.
Yeah.
Because
and I just thought that it was a really nice mix. I've been listening to production quite a lot lately. Maybe in like the past year. I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Leon. He's a producer.
I love you,
Leon. And before like properly talking about music and production with him, I didn't really know much about it, but now in a lot of songs, especially new modern songs, it's one of the first things I listen to.
I find it very interesting.
Yeah, me too. I find it particularly
I sometimes watch masterclasses on it.
Yeah, ditto. And I think that this song had a great little mix, and it also gave me a very like old mix. Like it didn't feel new. It felt like a mix that I would hear from somebody like the Faces, or like you know, like an old drum kit tinny kind of sound, but I like that. I thought it was interesting.
I think the thing I like most about Motion Sickness when it comes to instrumentation is kind of the effect on the guitar at the start.
Oh yeah,
because she properly goes in and it's like it's crunchy and it's got distortion on it, and it's really good.
Yeah, crunchy, that's the best way to describe it.
It's an actual effect name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I thought you would just be very good with your
there's an effect
visual words.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, I really like this song. I think it was my favourite on the album, so I'm going to give this an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9, I think.
A 9? Okay, nice one.
I love this song.
Okay, so Funeral. Next song, Funeral. This is, again, I was listening to this morning. I listened to this whole album this morning.
Yes.
And
I listened to it again on the way in. My voice broke then, sorry.
And this is the song where I first tuned into the lyrics and I was like, oh, she's sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. This was the first song I ever heard on this album.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I found out about her through a Discovery playlist.
Oh, okay.
And I think
like
I must have been.
Friday.
I think I must have been really fucking depressed because it was like, here you go, have that, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, this one really stood out to me. Like, if it was one of the ones that someone mentioned, it would be one that I clocked straight away.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, I know that one.
She's brutal with her lyrics in this
Oh
one,
yeah, this one's like really sad. I was listening to it and I was like, there's no subliminal here. There's no subtleness.
I think she's been very clever with the fact that she's only used an acoustic guitar and nothing else. Like, there's nothing else.
Yeah, there's literally nothing else on this track.
It's just her and an acoustic guitar, which goes back to her roots of being a folk artist, but also it makes you listen more because there's nothing to listen to other than that.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even really listen to the instrumentation in this album, and that's sorry, not album, this song, and that's rare for me because I do like a good instrumental track, but the lyrics of this one was something like I've never, like, this is sad. This is a sad song. And it's not a song that, like, you feel when you're a bit down. Like, this is, like, a one you really have to think about.
I think this was after the death of a friend as well, potentially.
So it has, like, a proper meaning.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was something that I, like, that this one really stood out to me. But, ironically, I also wrote down on my notes that it's a sunny day car song, which is totally like not the kind of imagery you get for a summer song, but it felt like one of those songs where you're listening to it and you're just driving down and it's really quiet and it's a sunny day, and it just felt like one that you would put on for something like that. But like, some of the lyrics, so for example, I'm singing at a funeral tomorrow for a kid a year older than me. I've been talking to his dad. It makes me so sad when I think too much about it. I can't breathe. Like, that's the opening verse.
Yeah.
It's not even the bridge. It's not.
And the chorus is really brutal.
The chorus. Jesus Christ, I'm so blue all the time. And that's just how I feel. Always have and I always
like,
will.
that's just to the point.
It's to the point, and it's there's no glimpse of, like, you know, you get a lot of even in sad songs you get a lot of, like, kind of positivity sometimes, like in, like, a lot of songs say, like, I feel like this now but it'll be okay. That does not. That's just is how I feel now. Blunt. Like, in a lot of, like, not to quote, this is the most contrasting album you'll ever find for what I'm talking about. Neck Deep's Life's Not Out to Get You is jam-packed with sad songs that always have a flipped meaning of it'll get better.
And they always sound happy.
And they always sound happy too, but the lyrics just in general, they always give, like, life's not out to get you. You know,
After Laughter by Paramore.
Yeah, exactly the same. But this is just blunt. It has nothing to it.
I think that's...
But, like, it has everything to it as well.
Like, obviously, like I said before, I appreciate a good tune. And that's great. Like, so, like I said, After Laughter, so, you know, Paramore hides sad songs in really upbeat music.
They do, like Hard Times. You would not quote
Rose,
Hard Times as a sad song.
Rose Coloured Boy is basically about her failing marriage.
It is. And you just don't notice it, but this...
I didn't realise it until very recently, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But with Funeral, it's like...
You don't
why should I sugarcoat this?
And I like that. I actually really admire that.
I prefer that. The reason I don't write music as much now is because I wanted to be someone who is like this, brutal. I don't want to sugarcoat stuff. And I couldn't do it for a while. So someone's trying to get into
Someone's trying to get in.
It's not working, mate.
Nope. And sorry. Anyway. And it's just, I like the fact that she doesn't sugarcoat it remotely. I think that it's, like, really quite intense. It's like, it's a lot to take in, though. Like, I was listening to the song and I was literally like, this is hard. This is a hard listen. Like, genuinely a hard listen. And, like, I think it was one of my favourites on the album. It was a complete standout track. I've just had to try and waffle my way through that little segment because Rachel had to tell some people off. But what are we going to give Funeral?
I'm going to give it, as much as I love it, and it's the first song that I heard, it's not one that not resonates with me, but it, like... I got over it after a bit, after I heard the whole album. So I'm going to give it like a 4 or a 5, maybe.
Okay. I'm going to give this one a 7.
Okay.
Purely just because on the first listen, it was one that just really stood out to me. really stood out. I thought it was like, whoa. Okay, so Demi Moore, what do you think about this?
I love this one.
Do you? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this was actually probably one of my least favourites.
I can understand that. It used to be one of my least favourites.
Yeah, it just didn't grip me. This is the point of the album where, like I say, as much as she's great, as much as she's an amazing writer, and I like after the full album listen, I totally get what she was going for.
Yeah.
When I was up to this track, I was a little bit like, give me something else.
Yeah.
Because it felt very like
after motion
samey.
I think really the way she said it out, while it's good and I love it because obviously it's one of my favourite albums, but it's like you do a sad song like Smoke Signals, then Motion Sickness, which is like a big song, then Funeral. Surely you need another big song after that.
Yeah, it just felt maybe even
not even to bring people up, but just to kind of keep it flowing and keep people on their toes. But if you go from sad to maybe even a bit sadder.
Yeah, exactly. True, very true. I just feel like to me, like I say, this song just felt samey. Like it felt like the song didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like this is like, okay, come on, give me more from this album now.
Yeah.
I just didn't really like this one, to be honest. It didn't grow me so much, but it might be a grower. I never know.
I'm different because I think, again, I'm focusing more on meaning. I think I tend to do that a lot with these types of songs, whereas you're more like production and, you know,
big songs.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I've not. I'll confess I didn't actually look into the lyrics of this one so much.
That's the thing, so I've looked into this.
That might need to be might be something I need to.
I like the meaning of this because I think it's about long distance relationships.
Okay.
Which I can understand. Yeah. Because I've not had a long distance relationship, but I've had long distance friendships.
Me too, yeah.
Most of my friends are in like America and stuff like that, just because they live there.
Well, not in America, but like
in Europe and stuff.
Ismay in the Netherlands and stuff. It's not that far away, but
it's still far.
It's still far, yeah.
I have a friend who lives in Texas. Shout out Brittany.
Hey, and, Britney Spears.
Yeah, I'm friends with Britney Spears.
No way. She's from Louisiana though. You don't know where your friends are from.
It's like she, you know, I barely get to see her.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I can understand this song.
Yeah, no, me too. I totally resonate to this
But this is more, I think, the loneliness of it, because it's like you never get the intimacy.
No, yeah, you
with
don't.
A long distance relationship, you know.
Yeah.
Like
there's no like. I mean, and it's kind of in relationships.
Yeah.
It's almost a necessity sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
as taboo in quotation marks as this may be, because it's not taboo at all.
Nope.
You need stuff like sex and intimacy in a relationship, and when you're in a long distance relationship, although like you have Skype and stuff and that's great, it's not the same.
No, of course it's not. I mean, you just like I said, I agree with you. You do need that in modern day relationships. You do need that, I think, and like it is really hard to be in a relationship that's long distance. So I totally understand what she's going with this song, but just musically and just the flow of it, I just kind of was a bit meh. It just didn't really grip me, this one. I wouldn't listen to it again. But the lyrics are great, don't get me wrong. I think it's got a great meaning. What would you give this one?
I'd give it a good 7.
Good 7. I'm gonna give this one a 4.
Alright.
It might grow. It might grow.
You look like you're trying to like let me down slowly.
I am. Yeah.
Have your opinions. I don't care.
No. I'm just saying it might grow on me.
Yeah.
This is literally a first time listen.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So Scott Street, is that what
Scott
it's called?
Street.
Yes.
I think this is her most recent single.
Oh, is this a single also?
Yeah, I think so.
This is I've noticed this is a long song for a single, actually. It's 5 minutes long, pretty much, which is long for single, considering they're usually about 3 minutes 30.
This is one of my least favourites, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because it's so long, I get bored.
Yeah, no, I must say, like, the opening song, Smoke Signals, that's 5 minutes 25. And then Scott Street, 5 minutes, and then there's one later on called You Miss My Heart, which is 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
And as much as sometimes you can appreciate a really good long song, so I think sometimes when it's there's not really many layers to it, it becomes a bit samey.
There needs to be like I think a certain style of songs is kind of imperative for a long song. So like, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was just about to say Bohemian Rhapsody.
What is it, 6 minutes long?
Something about that, yeah.
Like, I know every single word to that song
Yeah.
because of the style
exactly,
of
me
it.
too. And then when you listen to something like progressive music, progressive rock, some progressive rock is like 18 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's about 8 different parts of the song. It feels like
and it's not
8
about
different songs.
It's not about lyrics, it's about
the instrumentation.
Yeah.
Whilst this is basically a long talk, the song.
And I understand, like, comparing a song like this to Queen, one of the biggest bands.
Oh yeah, you can't do that,
obviously.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that
long
type
songs,
of,
yeah. And although one thing I really liked from this song is the lyrics are a conversation. Kind of. I really like that. Like we were talking about before, that she plays with these visuals and imagery.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that she actually includes a conversation in the lyrics. There's not a lot of that. There's a lot of storytelling in lyrics, but there's just full, like, she's having a chat with somebody in this song.
I like lyrics like that,
Me
really.
too.
It's interesting.
I liked the lyric, this one stood out to me, I wonder why. The lyrics stood out to me, I like the drums. Oh, sorry, no, that's not it. It said, I asked you how it's playing drums. This is not right, can't speak. I asked, how are you playing drums? How are you doing at playing drums? It's something like that, I can't remember. Like, it's something about how are you playing drums. Wow, why is this such a tongue twister?
You're right.
I asked how's playing drums, you said it's too much to carry, which I felt. Yeah. Because carrying a lot of equipment...
I'm not sure what she means.
I'm kidding. I know, I'm kidding. But it has a double. It has a double entendre. Yeah, definitely. That's what I was trying to say from the start. It has a double entendre because playing the drums is a lot. It's quite literally a lot to carry. But if it's playing on his mind too much, then it might be a lot to carry metaphorically as well. So what does she really mean? So deep, somebody tell me what she really means.
What do you mean?
As like I say, as a drummer, I interpret that as just as a hell of a lot of equipment to carry.
You felt that?
That I felt because I played a gig about a year ago where I had to carry the cymbals, the snare, and the kick drum, and I literally physically could, like, I was dying. I'm like literally dying on the train. So that's how I interpret the lyrics, but if that isn't how it's meant to be interpreted, someone tell me.
You personally interpreted it, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly, and I like that tiny lyric there. That's open for interpretation. And I love a lyric that's open for interpretation.
I think the one thing I do like about this song is the build-up, I guess, when it comes to the instruments.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say.
Kind of in the middle, it starts building up, and then at the end.
Yeah. I was just about to say then. I like when the drums come in at the mention of the drums.
Yeah,
I think that's clever.
I like that as well.
That's really clever.
I always notice that.
That's something that like stood out to me straight away. Like I was like, oh, she's smart. Like I like.
She is.
She's
very smart with it.
She is very clever with it. Yeah, and it goes to show with something like that. It's something that slips under the radar a bit. But like I like the build up of this song, and I like where she does it. Yeah, and she does it for a reason clearly. So I'm quite impressed.
It shows that she does think about production, really. I think, even though she is very lyrically based in her music, it shows that when she's recording, she knows what she wants. She's like, I want this here because and it's clever, even if it's just a bit funny, like it's quite funny that the drums come in.
Yeah, exactly. That's because
it made me chuckle in a song that's quite depressing.
Well. Exactly, that's just a little bit that's like quite amusing. She's clearly thought like, oh, what wouldn't it be funny if in a studio or something? So I really like that part, and I like this song. I think it's a good song, but I don't know if it was one of my favourites, but I would maybe give it like 6.
I'll give it a 5.5.
5.5? Yeah, fair dues. I give that. No,
Also, I'm not keeping track of my like ranking here. I've noticed that you are.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. I'm only doing that just for sheer
boredom.
Not boredom. No, I'm having a ball of a time. But sheer just no reason.
Why not?
There's no reason actually, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Killer. She's a killer queen. That is not on the album, as you can probably imagine. What do you think about this?
I think kind of after Demi Moore, apart from one song, I get a bit bored of this album then.
Oh, you do?
But I still like it.
Right.
Because it is obviously
say,
one of my favourite albums. But it's kind of like, because I think she does like more or less 4 or 5 singles in one go, and then it's like...
okay.
I think when you're setting out an album, it should be like a couple of singles and like a couple of random ones and a couple of singles. Keep people on the toes.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you do it all at once, it's a bit like, oh, now it's downhill.
This is killer. This one as well. I honestly started to lose the album a bit.
Exactly.
After this one, I'm not gonna lie. Like I say, I really appreciate her lyrics and the way she interprets stuff, and you know, like, it's clearly very clever. I'm by no means suggesting otherwise.
That's the thing, it doesn't change the fact that she's a good songwriter.
No,
she's a brilliant musician. This is just our opinion.
Yeah. By no means I would
this could
say...
be, obviously this is someone's favourite song, I'm assuming, from the album.
Most likely, yeah, it's got nearly 2 million plays.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, like I say, I'm by no means saying that she gets bad from here, or
no.
like, it's always, they're all amazing. But this one, to me, like I say, I was listening to it and I was like, I am a little bit bored now.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't really grip me. It was kind of like, what else are you going to show me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because as, like, it's very, and I understand that's a genre. You know, like, she's clearly, she's not going for like a pop 7 rings bob or something.
This is no Toxic by Britney.
No, this is no Toxic, but what is? And like, it just, I don't know, it just did not really grip me from Killer. But this was the first one I think that had piano instead of guitar.
Yeah, I think piano starts up here.
The piano starts from Killer. And I liked that. I liked a little change.
Yeah.
It was different than the guitar. I thought she's showcasing her talents.
Yeah.
I like the backing vocals as well. They were like, oh.
To be honest, when I think about this song, I can't actually remember a lot from it. That shows that I think I tend to skip it a lot of the time.
Yeah,
which I try not to do when I listen to albums, and I never listen to an album on shuffle either.
No, I don't do that so much either.
But I don't know, I think sometimes when a song is so quiet...
This is a skip. This is honestly a skip. I'm just not a big fan of this one, really.
Yeah.
I just would never... You know, like, if someone was playing this at a gig, I would be like, oh, this is nice. But I would never put it on.
I wouldn't be paying attention.
I would probably...
It's like, I think it's like one of the songs where it's like, everyone get the phone torches out. Woo.
Yeah, it is.
But it's kind of like, okay.
I would just never add this to a playlist or something.
Yeah.
Or, like, listen to it intentionally, really. What we're going to give Killer?
I'm going to give it a 3.
I think I'm going to give it a 3 as well. I'm just not a big fan of this one. Sorry, Phoebe. But this one's just bored me a bit.
I love you, boo.
We love you, boo. But this one, the lack of flavour is there just a little bit.
This one's
unseasoned chicken.
This one is no Georgia, though, by any chance. Because the next one's called Georgia.
And
this is one of my favourite, probably my second
favourite.
favourite.
I actually really liked this one as well. This is another one that I really liked the production for. I thought that it was really interesting. If I remember correctly, I feel like it was not that much, but it was like a good kick drum.
Yeah.
I think this was what kind of I liked about the production. And it doesn't need to be much, but I was like, ooh, it's got a bit oomph.
It's another piano one.
It is another piano one,
and I really like the piano in this one. It's just very muted and nice, and it suits it.
It is,
And I like the meaning to it, really. Cause
do you want to go in on the meaning?
Yeah, I think... I don't know for sure, because I never know, like, you know...
How would you interpret the meaning
I would interpret as, like, it's maybe a lost love.
Okay, why would you say that, then?
Because she kind of talks about, like... So, like, what's the first line? Georgia, Georgia, I love your son.
Oh, that sounded quite cultish.
When he gets older, he might be the one.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and as soon as that came on, I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, so it's like the first verse, she obviously really, really loves him. He has beautiful bones, she says. Yeah. He never lies, but he never picks up his phone. Mm-hmm. And then, if you go down a bit...
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it again, because I already kind of know this album. I didn't listen to it all, which I probably should have.
Ooh, you can't tell them that. That makes it sound unorganised.
Oh, no! So it's more about... I'm interpreting I'm saying that Georgia is the boy's mother, obviously, because so is I Love Your Son.
Right, yeah.
And maybe she doesn't really... The lost love is because he's so attached to the mother at times. It's what comes across to me. You know, sometimes...
So it's another sad one.
Yeah. The last kind of chorus is sometimes when he looks at me, I know that he needs you and you're all that he sees. But if... And then there's like another line, and if I breathed you... Will it kill me? So, like, she's saying, do I have to be you in order to get his attention?
See, okay.
Which you should never have to do. You should never have to do that for someone.
Yeah, I agree.
So...
That's a deeper meaning than I thought it was, really. But, like... And then, is Georgia a reference to the Elliott Smith, then?
Yeah, she really likes Elliott Smith.
Oh, so it is actually a reference to him?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Elliott Smith.
Let she pop that in.
Elliott Smith. Who's Elliott Smith again? I've listened to him like once.
I've never really listened to Elliott Smith so much, you know. That's cool that she managed to put...
That's like her favourite
something
artist,
in.
I think.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh, this is a good song. I like this song. I think it was one that stood out to me. I remembered listening to it. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 7.
A 7?
Based on mainly meaning, I think. And a bit of production.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's
because there's not a whole lot going on with production yet. Again, there's like
no. Although this is the one, like I say, I did like the production on this because it had a bit of oomph to it. It had a nice kick drum going on for it. Because a lot of these songs on the album, it's literally just guitar.
She had an EP where I think it was more or less all acoustic. To kind of start her off. Yeah. And get people to know it. And this is on it, the acoustic version, and it's just the guitar. And while it's good, I prefer the album version, I think.
Because it's just got a bit more oomph.
Yeah, it's...
Oomph is the best way I can describe it. That's the only, like, word in my vocabulary I had for a good kick drum. Just oomph. No, I really liked it. I thought it was, like, because Killer... I was just like, oh, this is losing me. Like, there's nothing. Like, this is literally just the. I felt it a little bit at Killer. Like, this could have been. She could have picked an instrumental from any other song, and it could have been the same one. Yeah. But then, like, even though Georgia doesn't really have that much to it, it's still quite stripped back. It does have a bit more spice to it, and I liked that, and I thought the lyrics were interesting for that reason. Chelsea.
Chelsea again is one that I kind of skip, I think.
Yeah, this is a skip for me.
I don't really like recall any lyrics or anything that stand out.
Me neither. The only note I have for this song is "This girl is sad." So they must have sad lyrics.
I think she is really sad a lot of the time.
Yeah, bless her. But I like the fact that she doesn't sugarcoat that. Yeah. You know, like this might, even though these are like really blunt and really like what's the right word? Like they're hard listens. They're really hard listens, and like as much as you might think that would be like that would make you more upset, I bet these like actually really help people. Yeah. I bet it gives people a sense of other people feel like this too.
Yeah, that's how it was for me, kind of.
Yeah, and that's that's great. Like I say, like the way she doesn't sugarcoat stuff, so I actually think might help.
Yeah, I prefer it when people don't sugarcoat things.
Yeah, what's the need?
I was talking about this with someone today. Actually, I was saying I don't sugarcoat things for a reason because.
Why do you need to?
What's the point?
And why do you feel like
you're just gonna give people a false sense of like
who you are and how you feel?
Well, who I am, but also like how if they've done something wrong, don't sugarcoat it.
I
because
agree
they
with
need
that,
to know.
I agree with that. I've always thought that like if somebody's done something wrong, like the only way that they can improve on that is to tell them. Yeah. Tell them, and then if they're like decent enough people to be like, I'm sorry, I'll sort that out. Well, then there's no issue there. I wish that this album kind of makes me feel like, oh, why can't everything just be straightforward sometimes? Obviously
she's obviously really good at this though, because she's very good at just being blunt with people. She made a whole song to her emotionally abusive ex.
And good on her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
basically being like, you are a dick.
Yeah,
and this is what you did.
And that's what...
And that's like...
And she deserves to, like, shout that out and say, I'm free of you now.
And she doesn't sugarcoat a single thing about it.
Good. And I'm actually a big... I mean, I should maybe even take my own advice, but I am a big kind of believer that there's no need to sugarcoat and, like... hide what you're actually feeling.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as dark or like as upset as you are, you know, like I wish we lived in a world sometimes where people would ask you how you are and you can just say, I'm not very well, or I'm upset.
I do that a lot, to be honest.
And, you know, like, and people react in a normal manner. You know, like in a way.
Yeah, that's the thing. If someone asks me how I am, I think it happened the other day with someone in college, and they asked me how I was, and I was just like, oh, I feel like shit, and then they rolled their eyes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, don't ask
It's
then.
like, don't ask then, you know, it's small talk. But no, I don't even mean like that. For example, I wish that you... Well, I do mean like that, but I mean in a way that you can, like... For example, if someone's like, how you feeling? And I would just be like, I'm upset. And they'd just be like,
oh, cool.
Oh, I hope you feel better. Or like, you know, it's not a big deal all the time.
They don't have to be like, unless, oh my God, hope you're okay.
Yeah, unless it needs to be a big deal. Sometimes you just feel upset for no reason.
Yeah.
Or you just have down days.
Yeah.
I wish we normalise that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, not everything is the world's biggest deal. You just want to rant, or you just want a little bit of comfort, or you just want, you know, like, to get on with it. And, like, I just don't think we should sugarcoat it.
I think the reason that, like, songs like this are a thing is because that's why. Like, you know, people make songs like this that are brutal and that are blunt because they're like, well, I can't say this in my normal life because no one's going to know what to say when they say it.
Exactly. Basically, what I'm trying to convey is I wish that we reacted to mental health like we reacted to physical health.
Yes, definitely.
So for example, if someone has a broken arm or something and you go, oh, my arm's hurting, people react sympathetically, or they react like, you know, not in an unusual manner. And I wish that people did the same for that with mental health. I wish we treated them like equals, because they're both equally as important. And I like the fact that songs nowadays, a lot of songs, and with this album as well, they don't sugarcoat stuff anymore. I think it's a great way to get people to talk about how they
and like
feel.
I said before, that's how I want to be when I write music. It's just a case of honing it in, I guess.
Talk about how you feel. I think this is like a completely different podcast now. We're going to like a psychological deep dive.
I think we started with a very depressing album, didn't we?
We did, but I'm glad we did that, because like, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Why the hell not? So what was that one? Was that
Georgia, wasn't it?
Georgia? No, Chelsea.
Oh, God, it was Chelsea.
Chelsea,
Oh, we're going off track.
My apologies, we've gone way... What an anecdote.
Wow.
But no, it links to the album.
Yeah, it does.
What did you say you gave Chelsea?
Again, not a massive favourite.
Nah, me neither, really.
Another skip, I think. I give it about a 2.5.
A 2? Yeah, I would give this one a 2 as well. It just ain't... This one is just, like I say, it lost me.
I think it's more of a, you know how you get filler episodes in shows? It's
it is
in
a
between
filler.
the two big ones.
It's definitely a filler, I agree. Would you rather?
I thought you were asking me, like, would I rather then?
The song, Would You Rather? What do you reckon?
I don't remember this song. I'm
not going to lie with you. I actually have no notes for this song.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So this must be a big skip, because I don't remember it.
I'm sure it's great.
Unmemorable. I just didn't have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
Another filler. But I wish, you know what? Oh, sorry, I'm getting choked up. I wish that she did not have fillers at this point of the album.
Yeah.
You know, this is
you don't need it
second to last song.
Yeah.
Come on.
More or less, we're looking at a deluxe album here on Spotify, I think, aren't we? Yeah, it's got.
We are looking at the bonus tracks, but I'm just talking primarily about the normal album. This is the second to last song, and like there is not really a need to have a filler track.
Just end it, you know.
Yeah, just
don't
end it.
draw it out.
Just end it, or write a song that's not a filler track.
I think we can just kind of.
I'm sorry.
Summarize this one.
Sorry to Would You Rather fans, but I just don't really have anything to say about this one.
I don't.
It's completely zoned out when I heard it.
Yes,
I had
same. I
nothing
don't remember
to
a
say.
thing from it. I guess
had literally nothing to say about this song.
Maybe like a
but it's got 2 million plays, so
it must be alright.
It might be a bit harsh on it.
Yeah.
And finally, to conclude, You Missed My Heart.
I like this one.
I like this one as well.
I think it's a good one to end on.
Yeah,
I think.
it's a great one to end on.
Like if she had ended on like Motion Sickness or something, it would have been a bit like whoa.
I don't think you can end on a song like that. I think
it's good to end on like a small quieter song.
I agree. Yeah, a concluded song.
Yeah.
I never think that you can end on a single.
No.
I just don't think albums work that way. I mean, if the whole album is upbeat, then you can end on an upbeat song inevitably. But none of this album is upbeat, if we're being honest. So the best way to conclude an album like this is through a song like this, and it's 7 minutes long.
Yeah, it's long. It's very repetitive.
And it's very repetitive, yeah.
It's the same.
It is.
It's the same, like, it's the title of the song, basically, the chorus, and it's just that. For a long time, I think.
It is, and like...
But it's a piano one again, I think?
I think you might be right, yeah. But, and like I said, I did think this was a good one to end on, because I do actually like a longer song at the end. I do like that. Like, I think it's a good way to
what I like about
album, definitely.
This one, no like lyrics stand out to me as much, I think. But I know that I like the song because I've listened to it. But what I like is that in the end it merges in, because there is another song on this album.
Yep.
At the end, and it's a reprise.
Oh yeah, Smoke Signals.
Like a epilogue, I guess. Is
Okay.
what you would call it.
Right. Oh, 34 seconds long.
Yeah, literally, it's like just a nice little thing to literally just end on, but it merges into it really perfectly, I think.
I
and
love
it is
when albums
just,
do that.
Yeah,
love it.
I love a good interlude.
So do I.
But I think they're good to end on at times.
Yeah, me too.
But literally, Smoke Signals reprise is just like the first track, but the instrumentation is she's humming.
Oh right, that's interesting.
And it's really like she's got a lot of harmonies on it and stuff.
Oh,
but
cool,
I think
like that.
she's clever with it because obviously she's gone back to the start.
Yep. Yeah, that's interesting.
And I think to me, not to look too deep into it, but she must constantly feel like this then. If she's going back to the start, because then you would go all the way through again.
A really good way to interpret that.
Snapped.
I really like that. I didn't even think about it like that because it does like foreshadow. Yeah. A bit.
I think that
she's going through the whole thing again.
What I've noticed with her, and when she makes another album, I hope she's like this as well because she.
Is this her only album?
It's her debut album. It's her only album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh right.
She has EPs, I think.
Right. I see.
But
this is her only album.
I think what. I forgot what I was going to say now.
Must be a good point.
It must have been. No, I remember now. I think.
Okay, go on.
Right. So what I like about her, and I hope she does this on like another album that she does.
Yeah.
She doesn't do anything. She does it for a reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's meaning behind it.
She has
definitely
put these songs in this certain form
for a reason. Yeah.
Even the ones that we think are skippers
shouldn't be there. She's done them
She's
because
done
she
that.
thinks...
She's done that for a reason. They mean a lot to her, obviously.
Yeah, and
so I think the fact that she has done the outro of the album the same as
the intro
is to say it's on a loop for her, I guess.
That's a really
I might be wrong.
No, I think that's like a really good way to like interpret that.
Also, I guess also is to remind you that it's to remind you of the first song, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. Maybe it makes you want to listen to it all over again. Maybe
I've done that before.
Nice little double
album.
Entendre there.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, that's an interesting one because it might just be like a coincidence.
Yeah.
It could be anything, but. To me, it sounds like it's got more meaning than that. Like, there must be. Judging by this album and the lyrics, she's clearly a very intelligent person with a lot going on. And
she's very skilled when it comes to songwriting.
She's clearly done that for a reason.
Yeah.
Whatever reason that might be, unless she's spoken out about it, but not to our knowledge.
No,
I don't think so. I like that if that is the case and she's not spoken out about it at all, then you can just interpret that however you want.
Yeah.
It could have no meaning. It could have all the meanings in the whole world.
Every meaning
ever.
Every meaning.
That's what it could mean.
Ever.
And I am impressed by the whole album.
Yeah.
I am.
I'm quite impressed with you because it's not your usual genre.
Thank you. Wow.
Really.
I've done a deep dive here.
I'm shocked that you actually willingly listened to it.
Yeah, no, I really wanted to.
But that is the point of the podcast.
This is the point of the podcast. If I didn't listen to the album, that would have made your job a lot harder.
I've just realised I've lied to you there a bit.
What have you lied to me about?
She has other albums.
She does have other albums.
She's in Boy Genius.
Oh right, okay. But are they
she's in,
not oh right, yeah.
She's in Boy Genius, and what's the new one called? Go to the top of her Spotify page quickly. Go down. Go down. Bear Oblivion Community Centre.
Oh yeah, so she is. Are these like solo albums though?
No, they're like
compilation albums.
What do you call them? She's got like supergroups.
I see, okay.
So, Boy Genius is with Lucy Dacus, I think her name is, and Julian Baker, who are two really good folk singers.
Wow. Okay, so
and
they
it's
are
like their little
joint
supergroup
albums.
band.
That's cool.
And then this one's with the guy from, I don't know the name of the band, but they sang Best Day of My Life or First Day of My Life. Bright Eyes they're called, I think.
Oh, cool. So, like, that's Stranger in the Alps is their only solo album?
Yeah, this is her solo.
This is her stuff.
But I think she's quite... It's quite interesting to me because folk artists tend not to do that. They tend not to like... I don't know if that's just me.
Go on. What's your opinion?
Like, what I've noticed is that folk artists don't join up with other people.
Oh, okay, right.
They're usually very solo.
I think that's true, actually.
The only folk band I can probably think of is the Lumineers.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then you get people like Bob Dylan.
Yep.
Phoebe Bridgers, stuff like that.
True.
I guess Simon and Garfunkel.
Yep. Yeah, true.
You know.
But no, I think you're probably right. There is a lot. Folk is very solo based. I think you're right. And like I say, I am genuinely impressed about this album. It's very much not really my taste. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. Just because it's not really to my particular taste never means it's bad.
Exactly, yeah.
So, judging off it completely unbiasedly, there are a few songs, like I say, that really stood out to me, like Funeral and Motion Sickness in particular, were probably the two that I would listen to again. Out of the whole album, those are the two that I would probably put into place, especially Motion Sickness. I actually do
Motion
really like that song.
Sickness is my favourite one, I think.
If I had to, like... You know, if I was coming across it, if we didn't listen to it for a podcast and we weren't talking about it, the one that I would save into a playlist and probably will is Motion Sickness. Yeah. It's a single for a reason, and you can tell. Exactly. So, what are we going to rate this album out of 10? Out of 10, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Okay. I'm going to give this album... This is hard because it's amazing, and I know it's amazing. But the fillers, you can't really. There's fillers. You can't escape the fillers, and it's not my required taste. Yeah. So don't take this personally, Phoebe Bridgers. I know, I'm sure you're not listening, and it's nothing to do with you. But I'm gonna give it a 6. That's good. Because that's over half. Yeah, it's great. It's very intelligent. Yeah. It's impressive. It's got meaning, it's got there's a reason into it, and I like that. But to not sugarcoat anything, I listened to it and immediately said to my mum, that was a bit boring. Yeah. Fair enough. It just that's the thing, it depends on your personal taste. I've been brought up on folk music. Yeah, and me not so much. Because my mum's listened to it and she was like, that was bloody brilliant. Oh yeah, and this is an album I would recommend to my dad. Yeah. I do actually really think my dad would like this. And like I say, there are a few great songs in it and they all have a meaning, that they do stand out. They're brilliantly written. Yeah. But I did just say to my mum, I'm a bit bored. Yeah. It's it felt like a lot of the same song. It felt like one where I was listening to it and I couldn't really tell which song was... Yeah, you're going to lose yourself a bit, I think, don't you? If you don't pay attention, this, for, Chelsea could be Georgia. Yeah, exactly. And Georgia could be Killer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, overall... I think kind of when you get about halfway in, you start losing it. You do. Near the end and halfway. I do agree. I'm going to give it a 6. I do think that it's a great album, but I would not really listen to it again except for Motion Sickness and Funeral. So, does it have flavour? You know what? It does have flavour.
flavor.
Do you think it has flavour?
It has a lot of flavour to me.
The flavor.
This is a flavourous album.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think it's a good one to start on.
It's a good one to start on.
To introduce ourselves.
It's a big deep dive.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. My name is Mia Reedon.
My name is Rachael Garvey, and next week...
I'm going to choose Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco. Not the song,
an album.
The album.
I am looking forward to that.
This is technically meant to be my favourite album. I wouldn't say it's my favourite.
I've not picked my favourite album of all time because I'm not going into the Beatles yet, but
it is so hard to pick a favourite album.
It takes a lot.
We have some albums planned in the future. Oh, a bit of spoilers.
We have a lot.
We have quite a lot of albums planned to do in the weeks to come, and some of my favourite albums were actually on there. So I wanted to choose something separate to some of the other genres we're going to go into, but Death of a Bachelor is an album where I literally love every track. Yeah, so I'm excited to talk about that. I love them.
I think the point of this album is because we want to get into different forms of music.
Yeah, we're reviewing everything.
Yeah, but once we're done with the genres, we're just going to go into single albums that we just find out of nowhere. Because it's fun.
Yeah,
I love reviewing albums.
Fun. I love reviewing albums. I love talking about music. Yeah. To all of our 0 listeners, if you have any albums you want us to review, please let us know. Yeah. I'm waiting for a whole of no comments.
Yeah. We're just waiting for Luke Burgess to pipe up, shout out.
Yeah, with Polyphia. Which, thank you for listening to our podcast. My name is Mia Reedon.
I am Rachael Garvey again.
This is The Flavour. Woo!